I don't think I can do it in 60 seconds because I'm going to talk about Aidan, and then it could get ranty. And it's not ultimately about Aidan, though, but like it's about my propensity of latching on to obscure potential details and like maybe overly focusing. It's like maybe a lot of people feel like Justin could have been talking to them about like people are digging too deep. I don't feel like I'm digging too deep because like how do you know what's too deep unless you find the right topic and you dig the acceptable level. Like for him, training a dog to sniff bronze and developing micro expression software. If if Forrest, I guess, yeah, I mean, I don't know the answer because like at some point he wanted it to end, but like if he heard that someone was doing that, I guess in this case he would realize like, oh crap, like, ooh, that could be helpful in the micro expressions. I need to be careful not to reveal anything there, but dogs aren't allowed in Yellowstone, which he would have known. So I guess he would have had a slight sigh of relief. But say Justin did that and it wasn't necessary whatsoever. Like, which the dog part is true. Like, teaching Tucker to smell bronze helped him eliminate spots, which I think is incredibly valuable. But he couldn't actually utilize him where it could have made the difference, probably would have made the difference, which makes it, yeah, I don't know. But like, would a non-applicable amount of like that level of obsession, if he went on a podcast or a TikTok, would Forrest suggest that doing such a thing would be perhaps going too far, digging too deep? And that's why, like, if Justin did it and Justin created the hunt, like, it's very difficult to listen to that advice because I don't know what I don't know. And sometimes I find things and I dig deep and I feel like I find like connection points. And yeah, I don't fully know where I'm going with this, but it's just like digging rabbit holes. Like I can't stop doing it because it's very integral to where I feel like I've ended up. And like I don't feel like I'm like these are not like emotional, like personal rabbit holes. They're like intentional rabbit holes that I feel like I'm meant to explore more deeply and that I have found connections with. Maybe. I don't know. That's that thought. I'm trying to remember what my original thought was going to be that I didn't think I could do in 60 seconds because I was going to talk about Aidan. That's why it's a good reminder. I'm just going to briefly touch on one thing about Aidan that not continues, it's recently begun to nag on me. And I don't know, within maybe a niche portion of the community, I am semi-notorious because I had a conspiracy theory that Aidan and Aaron were not real, and that they weren't real, and that potentially like Aidan was, I don't know, like a shadow self maybe, or like an outlet. No, I mean like the concept of like Carl Jung and like souls and like split selves, and that they showed up right when his dad, entered in like I don't know if they're married or not. Like that's come into question, but like obviously, I'm guessing they moved in and they co-inhabited their lives, and so like that's a big life event. Like after, like years after the divorce, I think they like settled into a norm, and then that happened. It was disruptive. I mean, that can be traumatic, even if you like the people in the end and they become amazing connections. Like in the moment, like you feel like you're going to lose your identity and what they had with their dad. And I don't get the impression that they did, but obviously I don't try to like dig into his actual personal life to the level that I understand people's like emotions or understand like what happens behind the scenes. Like that's his own business. I'm just trying to understand the surface level and how that could shape him and how he would approach the hunt. and how he would have set things up in the first place. So, what bothers me about Aidan, though, because I went through this whole thing, I had a concept. I don't know how it really helped me with the solve, except I'm kind of starting to come back around, and I'm starting to have questions again. I'm starting to like word scramble and see if I can find Aidan or Aaron just like perfectly in something like Indiana Jones, and it has Aidan in it. But I'm semi-notorious because I was on Discord, and this was back when like Justin was popping up, and he was on there for like 3 hours, and he, I don't know, I took a firm position that Aidan and Aaron weren't real, pretty firm, and I don't know, I just had to be confident. I shouldn't have said 100% because one can never be 100%, which is a hard lesson I've learned. Maybe, no, it's true. You can never be 100% sure. But like people called him in because they wanted him to correct me, and he said something that in the immediate aftermath of him saying it, I melted internally, externally. Like it was very stinging. Because he came in and he said Aidan and Aaron are 100% real. One of them has a different name for privacy purposes. And everyone laughed at me. And some people encouraged me for at least coming up with an out there concept. And I took a screenshot of that and fast forward some time, and like I have a different mindset, different perception of things, and then like I'm looking at his takedown of me, and it says Aidan and Aaron are 100% real. It doesn't say real people. It just says real. Like what's someone's definition of real? It could be the same as someone's definition of what's alive. And if he interprets it as alive and he writes it as such, which I assume is what he does, or why give an answer that is similar to that? That like, I don't know. He didn't say people, and why would only one have I don't know, because I don't necessarily. It hasn't really clicked yet, but there are different reasons why, like that thought process or like digging into that like becomes like top of mind for me, which is I don't even remember anymore, honestly. It's Aidan. I was talking about Aidan and and like his comments and like and all that. Like, no, I don't know where I was gonna go with that, and it's too long. And I'm just gonna stop here, and if I remember, I'm gonna come back. That's it. I'm so sorry. Goodbye.